Hey guys, Tonester back. We've got an in-depth on the AMX-12T. We are on Overlord. We are mid-tier, but really we're top tier as far as lights go. And there are several lights on each team, but there's like 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 lights on each team. So you want to play careful in that situation, and you're going to see how I play that. I sometimes like to go up to the middle, but let's go ahead and get it started. In this case, I take a very cautious route to the center, and the reason for that is there's so many lights and so many people at this tier, they end up YOLOing you, and the last thing I want to do is have my game end immediately. So, we're going to pop up maybe in this bush over here, but it turns out there's a light tank over there, so I do not want to push that. I don't want him to know I'm there. As soon as he disappears, though, that's when I go for that bush. And I'm just going to see if I can spot anything still trying to get in position here. So we turn away because we can still get spotted from where that AMX-12T was last lit, because it's so close, basically. So we see a Panther over there has kind of pushed up pretty aggressively, which I understand. He's in a top tier tank, and he's got a PZ-25 with him. And I see that this AMX-12T is spotted, and I was hoping to just shoot him a couple of times, but he YOLOs in thinking that he is alone, and we're able to execute him for free. So unfortunately he killed our T50, but that's a tier 6 for a tier 5, and we'll take that all day long. So when we're on a reload, we just want to pull back and reassess the situation, right? It looks like they've got a fairly large force coming towards our cap, but I'm not equipped to deal with all of those heavy tanks. So one thing here I want to mention is over here, usually they're snipers, but because I've got guys over in this area, they're going to be focused down in this valley here. So that's why I'm not afraid to get up here and shoot. Okay, let's continue the replay. So we get a couple of shots in before this guy dies. And a Panther's a great tank, but it's really not great when you've got multiple enemies and you can't keep your front to them. So I'm just trying to stay low here and not be the target. That's kind of the lesson of this. So we're able to take out the Stug, and we come up behind this Artie, and I'm having a hard time auto-locking. That happens to me sometimes. I don't have the best coordination always. But now we're in a standoff with this M44, and I am not coming around that corner. There's no way I'm coming around that corner. 1, I'm not loaded, and 2, he could end my game in 1 shot, right? So what I want to do is create distance from him. So we just auto-lock him and fire before he has a chance to fire. So he's got to guess when I'm coming out. So now we see my reload button is C, and I use home row for my movement, so which is not very good when you're in an auto loading tank. But anyway, so we're just doing a reload, and I noticed that this T50-2 is headed towards our artillery, and I figure maybe I can get some damage on him. He's going to kill our Artie. There's no question about that. And I pause for just a second, thinking that I'm going to be able to hit him back there, but that's not the case. And so we're just vectoring to a line to cut him off. And also, he doesn't know we're here yet, so I don't want to let him know. And I don't play this very well, to be honest with you. As he pops up in front of me, and The good thing is he's not firing back. This thing doesn't fire real good on the move. So we do auto lock him, and I've got 3 shots. It's going to take 2 to kill him. You know, even if I quite low roll, I'll still kill him with 2 shots. So we take a chance on 1 more shot, and that is the last shot we're going to take a chance on. Artie can fend for themselves. So, when you're in this situation in an autoloader, you better make sure you hit. And our Artie only hits them for 29. I was kind of hoping for more, but nevertheless, we're able to take him out. And that's a reload for us. So I don't know what mission I completed, but apparently I've got to do more damage to complete the other part of the mission. Because I don't play Artie, I've got to complete all the missions with honors, and I don't really go after the missions, to be honest with you. If they happen, they happen. And we're looking at this tiger who is now all alone. And I might have should have taken that shot, but I wasn't fully aimed in. And we see the M7 up on top, and he does not know we're here. So we're going to go and try and execute him. Meanwhile, we're capping. So we've got 1,300 damage. Make that, 1,500 damage. And we also have 6 kills. So we maybe kill securing, we're going to call it. Anyway, so that was my game on Overlord. Overlord does not have a lot of opportunities for light tanks, and when you have a lot of light tanks on both teams, you need to play very, very safe. That 12T learned that the hard way. He looked like he was a competent player. He had 2 marks on his barrel, as do I, so I assume he's a competent light tank player. I just surprised him, basically. But going into that bowl can be death. The only time you can go into that bowl and be relatively safe is the fact that we knew that there was a bunch of guys over here. We also knew that 2 guys were over here, and we only ever saw the 1 light tank. So going in there for a short period of time and scooting back out is okay sometimes, but you don't want to make a habit of it. Let's take a quick look at the after action report on this. Okay, here we are at the after action report. We picked up a first class on this game, Pascucci's for killing 2 SPGs, and also a Top Gun and a couple of bonds. So we were top of the team by 250, give or take. We ended up doing 1497 damage and the 6 kills. So I'm happy with that. And we ended up with 18,000 profit, which, I didn't fire any gold rounds because in a light tank you don't really have to in a lot of cases because you're getting sides and rear of enemies. And we did a paltry 159 assist. Now, the 12T is a very good tank, and the reason is twofold. It's got an autoloader, and people do not play it very well. It doesn't have very good gun elevation or depression, which makes it tough to play unless you play with it quite a bit. I fell in love with it. I think that you guys might like it as well if you're into light tanks. We will catch you on the next one. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and thanks for watching.